For this video, we're going to be unboxing my brand new gimbal. Hey, what's up everyone? Mariano here from Move to Mirrorless. So recently, my gimbal that I've had for a couple of years now, this guy right here, it's the Zhiyun Crane, I think it's the 3S. Recently the LCD screen stopped working. So I thought it was time for a brand new gimbal. So I bought the latest DJI gimbal, the RS3 Pro. So let's unbox it together. Doesn't even look like I need the blade there. So this is my first DJI gimbal. The last couple of gimbals I've ever had was from Zhiyun. I thought, you know what, this has been getting a lot of good reviews, so I thought, hey, let's try DJI this time. I've been using the DJI mics lately. I bought that and I've been loving it, and of course, I use their drones. So I thought I'd finally give their gimbals a try. This package that I got is just the standard Pro package. I don't think it came with any other stuff. Here's a case. By the way, I love the way DJI packages their stuff. Okay, all right. Here's the main part of the gimbal. Cables and manual. I've been okay with the Zhiyun gimbals. They worked fine, but it wasn't like it was the best experience using them. So I thought, since my customer experience, just user experience from DJI's drones and the microphone was so good, I thought, you know what, I'll spend the extra amount of money and get the DJI. This is the lens support right here, a couple of cables, some hardware. Okay, so here's the other parts of the gimbal. Just assuming, this is my first DJI gimbal. Usually there's the grip has the battery, right? So this is just the main part of the gimbal with all the motors. Now we're getting into all the other stuff. This is the quick release mount. Supposedly it's an Arca Swiss compatible. On all my stuff, I have Arca Swiss plates. So it does come with this, I guess it's called a briefcase handle. I think this is a NATO rail mechanism right here, and it should be able to mount on the side of the gimbal, and then that way I can hold it like a what they call a briefcase grip. Okay. So this is a mini tripod for the base. It looks like this is the last piece. Should be the battery grip. Yep. So this is the grip, which doubles as a battery. My intention for this, by the way, for this gimbal is to use it for my Sony a7S III and my FX6. So those are the two cameras that I use. I also have a Sony A1, so the A1 and the a7S III will be interchangeable. So let's put it together. I'm gonna just try to do it without the instructions, and should be self-explanatory. Battery doesn't look to be charged, so I'm gonna have to charge that. Cool. All right, so from what I've seen in the pictures, the Ronin has these side mounts here, one on each side, and I believe those are NATO rail, and they have connectors there. I'm assuming, I saw something about some other accessories that you can clip on there, like a follow focus. So I believe that's what those connectors are for. I don't have that. I'm just gonna go bare bones and then see, as I go, like what I need. All right, so let's unlock this thing. All right, so you mount it from the front going back. Cool. I'm gonna charge this thing, and that way we can try to balance a camera. All right, briefly, as the battery is charging, I'm just gonna try to figure some stuff out and save some time. So I'm trying to make this system work just with my existing system. So all my cameras right now, here's an A7S that I use. I use an Arca Swiss plate at the bottom. And the way I mount my, my quick release plate, I mount it so the shorter width is going this way. So usually the plates will have a longer end and a shorter end. So you'd have to mount things this way, like when you're putting it into a quick release base. From what I see here, then this is kind of what I saw on the, on the catalog or online when I was buying it, are the plates is Arca Swiss compatible, but you can see here it goes in sideways, so the long end is going in through this way, which would not work with how I have my camera set up, because that means I'm going to be mounting the camera in the wrong direction like this, and I need it to be mounted this way. I thought of an idea. I actually was looking at my old Crane 2S mount. They have a Manfrotto mount as well. I put my very own Arca Swiss, quick release base on that. I'm thinking maybe I'll just do the same to this one, since there is a space over here. It's just kind of like trying to figure out how to make it work with the existing system that I have. We'll see. We're going along and trying to figure it out. Try to use it here. Okay. So I'm going to use this hardware that came along. And the cool thing with this is if I'm putting my own Arca Swiss plate, I can mount it, in the direction that I want to use my cameras for. So I'm going to mount it this way. It's not exactly flush to the back of the plate, but we'll see how it works. Let me get a lens for the A7S. I got 1 bar of battery that I've charged on this, so I think that's enough. I'm too excited to wait for the full charge. So, all right, so this is 16 to 35, what I'll be using most of the time on this gimbal. All right, this is the moment of truth. So with this, just kind of jerry-rigging it, now I'm able to mount it the way that I usually mount my cameras. And this one just locks that way. If you're interested in this type of quick release plate, it locks on the side with a lever. This is by Andor. You can get that on Amazon. I bought like 10 of them, and then so I use them all the time. I'll unlock them kind of in the position where I want it, and then I'll lock it, and then I'll mount the camera. Okay, so the thing that I see here is that the camera's going to be seated really too much to the front. Okay, one problem that I'm seeing is this is too thick and it's not allowing it to go in all the way. I'm going to use a different one, a thinner one. Okay, there's another one that came with the gimbal that I'm going to try. Hopefully this is thin enough and let it go through. Here we go. It'll go through. Okay, moment of truth. All right, cool. This should be no problem with the A7S. And when I put the FX6, it should be okay as well, just because I'm gonna have like a battery on the back of it. So we shall see. All right. So this is how I usually balance these things. And I'll go one axis at a time. And the main thing is making sure that there's clearance right here. So it looks like it'll clear. I'm gonna leave the screen open. All right, so that looks like it's balanced. Just the vertical balance. You can kind of tell like if it's swinging too quickly, you want it to be kind of stay where it's at, kind of like that, Hopefully you can see that. See how it's, when I made it higher vertically, that it's staying without swinging. So I think that's good. So I'm gonna lock this axis, the one that I just balanced, and now I'm gonna balance this axis right here. All right, so right there, it's balanced. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lock this so it doesn't slide, and then I'm gonna lock the axis right here. Then we're gonna unlock this guy, last one, so I forget. I think this is, you balance it if you put it sideways. Yeah, so this way. This is usually what I forget how to balance. You put it sideways and then you can kind of see if it's front heavy or back heavy. So it's front heavy, so we'll pull it backwards. It's not falling, it's kind of hard to hold it, but here you go. It's not perfect, but I think it's good enough. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna unlock everything. Let's boot her up really quickly for the first time. All right, so it's asking me to set a couple things up, like the language, so I'm just gonna do that. Oh, there you go. It's touch screen, all right? English. The second part is I have to download the Ronin app to activate the gimbal. I can skip this 5 times. Okay. So now it's basically giving me like a little tutorial. So, you know, I'm just gonna follow through that really quickly. All right, let's see. Oh, okay, it's working. Cool, there you go. So I'll play a little bit more with it. I'm gonna try to balance my FX6 with this. Now I know it works fine with my my jerry rigging, you know, version of the quick release. The cool thing with this is just their user interface is already like 10 times beyond like the Zhiyun Cranes. So I'm happy with that. The carbon fiber finish, it's awesome. Let's see how, you know, how long the battery lasts. That's going to be one of the bigger things. Handling, just the ergonomics feels great so far. Let's try this briefcase arm. This is really handy, like on my Zhiyun Crane. I bought a small rig version of this handle that I attached to this gimbal, which I love because it makes it more ergonomic as I'm using it. I had to buy that separately though. So it looks like we can use it either left or right. What I'll probably do is put it on the right because I might use a monitor on the left side here. Let's just mount it on the right side. I've seen some people that use this where it slipped off, so I'm trying to be very cautious on that, make sure that I secure it before I put any, you know, just carry it with the weight of it. So this is how I would use it, you know, if I carry it this way. So what I might use for this section is if I want to use an external monitor, I might mount it here. Let me grab one just so you can see what that looks like really quick. All right, back with the monitor. So this is one of the monitors that I use, one of my favorite ones. It's a Hollyland Mars 1. It has a built-in transmitter receiver. And what I've done is I put this small rig. It's a monitor mount with a 1/4-20 and it swivels. On the other side, it's a NATO. I'm thinking this will work perfectly with this if it's NATO. Yeah, it's in there. Cool. All right, solid connection. Oh, that's cool. All right, I was hoping this would work, and this is one of the cool things that I thought I could do with it. So since this is a transmitter, if a client wants to see, or if I have someone pulling focus, or I will be able to transmit it. There's one less thing. I don't have to have another transmitter on here. I'll just need to put on a HDMI cable on here, and then I'll have a bigger monitor like that. See how it swivels? I can swivel it left and right and rotate it. So cool. I'm happy about that. I just need to pop in, you know, like an MPF battery right here, HDMI cable to the camera. This should work too with the FX6 if I have, because this has an SDI connection. Well, I'll explore, and I'm like I said, I wanted for this to work well with the system that I already have. And so far we made it work here. Looking forward to just playing around with it and using it. Cool, so that's the DJI RS3 Pro. Thanks for unboxing this with me and just going along for the ride and trying to figure this out along with me. So if you have any questions, feel free to, you know, comment below. I'll try to answer it, you know, whenever I have a chance. And thanks again for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.